welcome to my second painting. This is a painting of a blue jay. And before we go further, please follow and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification button, and if you really like the video, please leave a like and a comment, and that will help the YouTube algorithm, show my video to other people. Thank you. So for this painting, I started out with a sketch. I don't always, but sometimes I do. Then I use brushes to make the basic colors and gradually start filling in. For the feathers, I filled in the patterns with an oil brush, which you can find in the painting section of Procreate. I'm not going to be speaking a whole lot during this video because I actually have COVID, and it's a little bit hard for me to speak for long durations of time. So thank you for your patience. So here I'm just showing you the oil brushes that I used, so you can find them in your own painting palettes. For this painting, I really wasn't sure what kind of background I was going to do at first, so I used a couple different strategies. I used a brush for the leaves with color dynamics turned on, so it gives them a varied appearance. And then once I was happy with those, then I used Gaussian blur to, blur them out and make it look like I was using a macro lens on the bird. So artificially produced photography techniques, I suppose. And here you can see my layer compositions. Here I'm starting to work on the face and the feathers. I also use color dynamics here because they always bring some realistic variety to the colors that you're using. If you use too solid of a color, it's not going to look that realistic. The way to do this kind of thing is to work large to small. So you start it with large colors, and then you start lowering the size of your brush as you do more and more detail. Start working on his legs and feet. I'm not too experienced painting birds, so I'm really not used to how just long and very, very skinny their lower legs are. And back up to the face, and here I'm going to be starting on the lighting, as you'll be able to see at the top of his head. Just trying out different lighting layer blending modes. You can find by clicking on the N next to your layer name in the layers panel. Just trying different ones to see which ones I liked. I think ultimately with this one, I might have ended up using color dodge. I'm not really sure. You can see in the right hand corner. My vision is not good enough for me to actually see which one I used today. My vision fluctuates, so some days it's better, some days it's worse. this is definitely a worse day that I'm recording this on. I tend to save my better days for actually painting, and my worst days for editing videos. Down to his feet, we're going to be starting to work on the branch here, which you can see in a few minutes. I believe I also used the oil brush for that as well. Now, one thing with the bird and with the branch is alpha lock, which is a layer setting that you can pick up by clicking on the layer thumbnail, is very handy for locking the pixels, so you don't have to worry about coloring outside of whatever shape you've established. You can also do that with clipping layers and layer masks, but I'm not so good with layer masks, so I use alpha lock. There we go, there's the bark. I really like the effect the oil brush has. Now, I don't do frames on my pictures most of the time these days. It's something that I kind of had left over from when I used Photoshop. And here I was starting to figure out what lighting I wanted to use, so I believe I used a multiply layer for the shadows and probably color dodge for the lighting. Again, you can see it in the panel insert that I have there. But I appreciate you guys watching to the end, and I'm rather pleased with how this painting came out. So stick around and I'll upload another one next week, hopefully. So if you liked what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you can get a comment, that would be good. Also, you can find me on other media such as Instagram, TikTok, DeviantArt, and Facebook. The links are in the end card and in the description. Thank you.